Hello, everybody. This is your Htownrundown Houston Rockets basketball podcast. Once again, guys, let's jump right into the intro. Hey guys, what's up, man? Thank you for coming back for another H-Town Rundown Houston Rockets basketball podcast. I'm your host, President Simpson. You can follow me at drip2ps_GAWD on X as well as Instagram. Guys, I'm here with my boy Dante, my boy Ryan. He's back again on the show, guys. And we got our guest again for the little What If series, Aaron Patterson from Clutch City Connect. How you doing, guys, man? Start with Dante, bro. How are you, man? How you been?
Man, we five. It's hard to believe, man. These days go by fast. Man, we 5 days away from the draft, man. So already a bunch of scenarios and got put out there. Trades and already happened, man. I'm ready. Let's talk Rockets basketball.
Oh man, yeah. The draft is coming up. Ryan, you were away on your trip for a while, man. How are you doing, brother?
Great to be back. Road trip was great. Yeah, I needed to relax. So
For sure, man. Gotta get out, man. Enjoy yourself. And Aaron, man, it's good to have you back on the show, man. How you been? What's new?
Good to be back. It's like Dante said, man. We're 5 days away from the draft, trades heating up.
Yes.
Can't wait, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So speaking of, today's topic is gonna be trades. So I know we in the past we talked about certain trades here or there, but today we're really gonna delve into trades, realistic trade scenarios, and maybe some that aren't realistic at all. That would be interesting to see, for the sake of the script that the NBA is writing for this season. I'm very interested to see what's going on. But for all intents and purposes, number 3, right? Last time we talked about, what we should do with the pick just in general, what we want, and, who we should take at 3, and then our top 5 guys we should take at 3, right? I recently came off the big board, and we all did our big board last year, our last episode, and we played a little GM, so we're going to continue that and still play GM a little bit and see what's going on. Pick 3, it looks like it's returned to Reed Shepherd. Before I talked about on the NBADraft.com that they had us taking Klingon, which we all thought was an absolute asinine move. And they've got it back at Reed. So they got it right. They watched our podcast, obviously, and saw that, we realized Reed is the guy. So I'm curious, if you guys are making a trade, right, do we want to move up or do we want to move down or do we want to trade out of the draft altogether? Because there's a lot of young pieces in here. There's a lot of nice guys. That could be nice, but we also have a lot of young guys ourselves. So I'm curious. Ryan, I want to start with you, man. You got pick 3, right? And since you weren't here last time, I'm kind of interested in your thoughts, but you got pick 3, all right? You're the GM. You're in the hot seat. Are you making the pick at 3? Are you trading down? Are you trading up? What are you doing with pick 3?
Well, in the first podcast we did when we were talking about the draft, I said it's Reed Shepherd or nothing. Mm-hmm. I'm staying at pick 3, and I'm just going with Reed Shepherd and calling it a day.
For sure. I mean, that's totally fair because, we talked about it last time, but Reed Shepherd, shot 50%, throughout his entire collegiate, last season. That's incredible. The only issue that I've talked about with Reed is his playoff drop was real. He was not fantastic in the playoffs. So, we'll see what ends up happening. See his clutch factor again. He is young. You can learn a lot of these things. But, guys, let's talk about trades. All right. Something that came up with recently, actually, is Paul George is likely to opt out of his deal with the Clippers. So, one, aside from Paul George, just real quick, James Harden probably is out of there, right? Harden's probably adios. I don't blame him either. But now you just got Paul George waiting in the wings. He's likely a Sixer, in my opinion. He was on. He was talking to the co-host on NBA TNT during the finals, and it seemed like him and Embiid had some chemistry going on there. Pretty sure he's a Sixer. I'm pretty sure he's a Sixer. But in the world where we can have him as a Rocket, I know we talked about this a little bit, but Aaron, I'm interested. Do you want PG as a Rocket? You know, he's obviously not going to be a first option for us, but he has the ability to be the first option. But I think he's willing to take a backseat, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, what are your thoughts on Paul George? I mean, do you want him in Houston? Is that something you'd like?
If you would have asked me probably a few years back, I probably would have wanted Paul George more, but not really now. Not with this young core.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and interrupt here. If I'm the Rockets and in my dream scenario, I can get Paul George for a good price, and if we're trading for him in a sign-in trade and we're not trading a lot, I would take him. And the reason why is because when he, on his podcast, I'm pretty sure it's called Podcast P, he had Jalen Green on it. He had Alperen Sengun on it. And when he had Jalen Green on it, he told Jalen Green, this is your team. That means that if we have Paul George, he's going to know he's not the number one option on our team. He knows that we're a young team with a core 6.
Yeah.
That he's going to have to play into that somehow. But he's not going to be.
And for sure. My thing is like,
but we're not. I don't want to be a win now team though, which we talked about previously.
Yeah.
Also with Paul George, I don't think coming over here, I think his championship aspirations are done. If he comes to Houston, he's like, all right, I'm gonna get my last contract. This is it. I'm 34 years old. I'm always hurt. I'm playing 40, 50 games a season. This is it. This is my last hurrah, right? That's what it means if he comes to Houston. But I think there's a world next year if he doesn't win a chip, which is unfortunately unlikely because I do like PG, man. I'm a real big PG stan, you know. It's probably not likely, but I think next year is going to be more realistic. I think he's going to get a one and done next year with the Sixers, and he might be willing to be a Rocket.
I think that if we do end up with PG, whether it's this season, next season, if we do end up with him, that means that we have at least 3 or 4 all-star caliber players on our team.
For sure.
But again, I'm going to go back to what I said. We're not a win-now team. I don't want to be a win-now team. I want us to build with the core 6. So in my dream scenario, if I could just drop out of the draft as it is, I would. Keep that second-round pick, draft someone, use them on the bench. But if I could drop out of the draft, I would and just build the core 6 going forward. That's what I would do.
So let's do that. Let's start with, out of the ways we can trade, let's talk about ways you would trade out of the draft quickly. Ryan, you want to lead this one? I'm very interested to see, you know, kind of your trade scenarios you got cooking up over there. So if you're trading on the draft, obviously we talked about PG. What are your thoughts? Who are you trading for? Like, what's your move, man?
I would just trade pick 3 for a few future picks because, I mean, obviously, like, pick 3 this year, it's valuable, but it's not like it's crazy value in it like it would have been last year or previous years. I mean, even just if we trade it for, like, money or, like, if we traded it for future draft picks.
Okay, so you want NBA currency. You want more future first picks. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, even if we could just trade it for Marcus Smart. Pick 3.
Man, Marcus Smart.
Throw pick 3. Throw Tate. Throw Jock Landfill out of there. I stand by what I said. I do not like Jock Landale. I mean, just anything really, because this draft, sure, Reed Shepherd, we can use him off the bench, great shooter, but how valuable is he going to be going forward with our core 6? I mean, let's keep it real. I don't think any pick that we can have this year, besides maybe Alex Sarr, is going to be super, super, super valuable going forward.
For sure. Dante, what are your thoughts, man? You know, are you wanting to just, if you're trading, right, are you wanting to trade out of the draft completely, or are you willing to give it a shot and trade up or down or pick at 3?
If the Rockets don't see someone that they actually like, I would trade down. I would actually trade down, get more picks, get more assets from a team that want to come up, that deciding they want to come up and get a player that they want. And I will take Dalton Connect. Like I say, or Cody Williams, either one of those guys. Or I will, first of all, I'm going to make a call. I'm going to make a call to Atlanta, try to get DeAndre Hunter, see what I can get for him and for him to get on this team. If that's without trading pick number 3. I don't think you have to trade pick number 3 to get actually DeAndre Hunter, because I believe the Atlanta Hawks, I believe they're rebuilding any damn way. They're rebuilding anyway. They wasted their opportunity ever since they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals. They've been nothing but a bad team ever since then. But if you can't make any type of trades that can land you like a Marcus Smart, like someone like a Luke Kennard, or just DeAndre Hunter, then you decide you make a call during the draft, and you decide if you don't see no one that you like, you trade down, or if you're gonna keep the pick, knowing that Drew Holiday is going to be gone, that's an extra spot that's open for you for a backup point guard spot, and I'm gonna take Reed Shepard with that pick.
My dream scenario would be to get DeAndre Hunter on this team. Throw pick 3, throw some backup players in there, maybe some money, whatever it takes, just without trading anyone before 6 to get DeAndre Hunter.
I would do it if I don't have to give up pick 3 for DeAndre Hunter in Atlanta. If I don't have to do it, then that's a perfect scenario. If you can do it without giving up pick 3, then you look at your pick 3 going into the draft. You can be like, I can pick Reed Shepard right here, or I can trade down and get some of those assets back that I traded. I can get a first round pick back that I traded. I can trade back down and get an asset I want.
Let's think about it this way. Going forward, what's the rotate? How many players is Ime using in a rotation per game? Maybe 7 or 8. I don't think Ime is going to go too deep into like a 9-10 man rotation. That's what I'm saying. We did like
he did it last year. He went about 8 man deep. I think it's enough minutes for.
I don't think he's going past 9. I don't think he's going 9 or 10. I think he's staying solid at 8. So it's like 3 bench players. So like let's say we keep the pick. We somehow end up with DeAndre Hunter, or what we could do is that we could just trade for DeAndre Hunter with pick. Yeah, exactly. The Hawks are going to draft a quarterback. That's what I said. Like, I'm all for trading pick 3 for DeAndre Hunter and Marcus Smart just to get rid of the pick and completely grow our core 6 together.
I mean, if you can, I will take DeAndre Hunter on this team any day. But if it's a scenario where you can do it without doing it, like I don't mind giving up pick 3 for DeAndre Hunter. The only thing is about DeAndre Hunter, he's good for this system, is his health, and I'm okay with that. And that means Dylan Brooks got to go in the deal because Dylan Brooks ain't coming off no bench. So that means you putting DeAndre Hunter as a starter. So other than that, you got DeAndre Hunter who's going to slide in the starting spot. Then you got Tyrese and Cam Whitmore as your bench guys. That's 7 right there. Then you got Steven Adams. That's 8 right. That's 8 right there. It's a possibility. Aaron Holiday is gone, which he was getting a lot of those minutes. So that's 9. That's a 9. I think you can play 9. I think you can easily play 9. You can easily play 9.
See, I think he can play 9. But if he plays 9, but if he plays 9, then he's taking away minutes from. It depends on who we have. Like if we have like DeAndre Hunter, that's taking away minutes from Green. It's taking away minutes from Whitmore. Possibly minutes from Amen, Jabari, Tari. Like. I think that we just really need to give our core 6 not as many minutes as possible, but at least 30, 35 a game.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. There's 240 minutes in a game, right? At any given time to be displaced between all players, right? With your starting 5 and dependent on your bench. But Ime went 8 guys, right? When he went to the finals in 2022. He only played 8 players, right? And the issue with that was they got ran into the ground. They played really hard, but we saw once they got to the finals. I mean, Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Rob Williams. Rob Williams was hurt. First off, Marcus Smart won Defensive Player of the Year because Rob Williams was hurt. Smart was tired, which you never see that man get tired. That man's got 99 stamina. Jaylen Brown was hurt. He playing not hurt, but he's playing a little sluggish. And Jason Tatum was worn the hell out. He had the most turnovers ever in a single finals run, right? Incredible. Yeah. So hopefully Ime learns from his mistakes and he's willing to play 9 guys. That's what I want to bring it up to. Is
you got to expand your rotation. You got to expand your rotation in case someone get tired. Because plus the reason why people minutes will even go down because everybody's not going to play well every single night. Everybody's not going to. Somebody's going to play bad where you to the point where you got to sit on the bench and another player can be coming in. That player can be off the bench, could be playing well and get most of those minutes only because he's playing better than the player that actually started. Look how many times Jalen Green sat on the bench. And look how many times Tyrese finished the game. Look how many times Cam Whitmore actually finished the game because Jalen Green wasn't playing well. It was times that Jabari did not finish the game. Jock Landale stayed in the game because he was playing very good post All-Star break. It was a lot of times that people was like, you you don't want to end up having your rotation tired at playoff time. So it's always good to get some extra bodies in there, in case someone tired. So that I say, I mean, again, I mean, I don't mind the 8-man rotation, but it's a way you can expand it to 9. Of course, it depends on the person we draft.
For sure, 100%. So I guess reeling it back, right? You know, we were talking about how the Hawks might draft a QB, and they're not necessarily the most high IQ front office there ever has existed. I might have
a workout though.
Yeah, huh?
Alex Sarr still not even had a workout with the Hawks yet.
He's declined. He declined their workout. Yeah, that's huge. That's huge. I don't blame him. I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't want to be in Atlanta.
That's a smart man right there.
Because they're talking about taking Donovan with that pick.
Mm-hmm. So I think I cooked up a trade for the Hawks where we get both the number 1 pick and DeAndre Hunter.
And who?
Tell me what you guys think about it. I might be undervaluing and maybe overvaluating people on the team and whatnot, but I think it's time Baldy calls up the Hawks front office and cashes in on the Aaron Holiday deal. Because we signed Aaron Holiday from the Hawks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably, you know, because he realistically should just stayed over the road. We said, you know what, we're gonna pluck him, help him out over here, right? We need to call the Hawks front office and say, hey, we did y'all a solid. I need y'all to do us a solid. Go ahead and take Aaron Holiday back and assign a trade. He's yours. You can have number 3 pick. You can have 44. You can have Jayshawn Tate, and you can have Dylan Brooks
and Jock Landale.
They're not going to want a center. that's going to be negative for them. I agree, but they going to want Klingon, right? So we'll take DeAndre Hunter, we'll take AJ Griffin, and we'll take your number 1. We'll just go ahead and get out of there. And if you're interested, and that's not enough, we'll throw in a couple extra second-round picks for you, some consolation prizes. But I think there is a world where the Hawks might be interested in dealing the number 1 pick and DeAndre Hunter and potentially AJ Griffin. I think we can steal him because we can flip AJ in a deal with Jock Landale. That's how I'm seeing it, right? And you know, in a deal like that where you got AJ and Jock, you can go ahead and make a deal with Portland and either go back into the draft at pick 14, you know, or you've got new players and new assets now, right? But anyway, is that something you guys would be willing to entertain? You're trading with 3 players, 2 picks to get Hunter, AJ, and number 1. Is that something you guys would do?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I'm getting Alex Sarr and DeAndre Hunter, absolutely.
Nice. And I mean, you know, with DeAndre Hunter, there's a lot of things for him. I think, hey, look, it's nothing. It's no disrespect to the jockstrap. It's just in general, the overall season. That's what I'm talking about. Encompass the whole season. Yeah, he did play great down the stretch, and then the last 4, 5, 6, 7 games he fell off.
He became himself.
Jock once
what
again.
He's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Ryan Diamond goes 1 podcast without saying anything bad about Jock Landale challenge. Impossible.
Hey, you know what I mean? So here's my other thing with all that is, with that being said, Dylan Brooks is no longer there. DeAndre Hunter would be okay with coming off the bench. We got Tari Eason, we got Cam Whitmore, and we can move some things around, and Sarr is available too. So I think if we move Dylan Brooks and we've got DeAndre Hunter, that gives us, like other players, the ability to potentially grow into that starting 3 role, right? Because that's like the issue is, like, I think a lot of our slots are kind of predetermined already. Jabari, Şengün, Jalen, and Ahmed, right? That's kind of like the 4, but the 3 is Cam could start, Tari could start. So trading away Dylan Brooks and having that 3 spot open allows them to have that rotation, right? And gives them the flexibility to be able to float around and do what they want to do with the 3. It gives them, the fluidity, I guess, for lack of a better term, to be able to decide who really is going to need that 3 spot. So I don't know. You guys be okay with DeAndre Hunter coming off the bench? I think that'd be great. And
yes.
You could, in rotation, start either Cam or Tari.
I think so. Is Dylan Brooks going to be gone?
Yeah. So it would be Dylan Brooks.
Yeah, I think the obvious, like if you're trading Dylan Brooks, I think it's gonna be obvious that Ime Udoka will go with DeAndre Hunter in that spot and keep.
Really?
I think it's pretty much obvious that's gonna happen, and keep Cam Whitmore, them on the bench, and Tari coming off the bench and stuff like that. So I think that's gonna be an option. So if you're trading a star, DeAndre Hunter is a starter. I think he's a legit starter. I mean, he's a great shooter, great defender as well. You're getting pretty much the same production that you get from Dylan Brooks, but you get more efficient and you get more better. You're getting more better shooting out of DeAndre Hunter when he's on the floor. So I think I say if you're gonna trade Dylan Brooks, and then DeAndre Hunter comes right back in the starting lineup. I don't mind him coming off the bench though. To just answer the question, if he decides to put Cam or Tari in the starting lineup, I don't mind him coming off the bench. I think Ime Udoka, I'll say Ime Udoka. One thing I got to give credit by Ime Udoka, he's a no tolerated person, and he's gonna tell you when you out there playing bad and when you're not out there playing good. I mean, how many times we seen Ime Udoka call a timeout when we are about 20 and the team is just being lackadaisical, and he immediately gets up and just calls a timeout. And like I say, Ime Udoka is a no tolerated person. He's gonna be honest with you and be real with if you like it or not. But I wouldn't mind him coming off the bench, but I think he's going to start if we do trade Dylan Brooks for DeAndre Hunter. I think Ime Udoka will put him in the starting lineup.
Totally fair. And that's not crazy to say. That's not insane to say. Okay, so the Hawks, hopefully they want to give us number one pick. I would love them to do that. So is there any other trades you guys got floating around? Anything else you're kind of interested in? Aaron, you got anything that you're like, I'll take that guy?
I still like that Marcus Smart trade from the Grizzlies. If you get him and Luke Kennard, and then grab that pick, or I like the Portland one where you can get the 7th and 14th pick from Portland.
And Anthony Simons, I like that one. Jackson Gatlin was talking about that the other day. He think that would be a highway robbery for the Rock. He think the Rockets will rob that deal. Actually, he was talking about that.
What's the proposal for that? I don't think I've heard of that trade yet.
I think it's. Go ahead, Dante. You tell him. What was the proposal?
Aaron, go ahead and elaborate it again, Aaron. I think Jackson said the same thing you said. The deal that you said from Portland. Go ahead and elaborate for us again.
What was it? I think it was the 3rd pick, Jock Landale, Tate, and I think Dylan Brooks, and you get Simons out of it
for Anthony Simons.
Anthony Simons, 7 and 14.
And
robbery
right there. We'll be robbing. And you get Anthony Simons too, a legit guard too that can put the ball in the basket.
Yeah. That's a good trade. Let's talk about the Portland trade. What can we do with all that? We get 7 and 14 and Simons. We immediately can trade back up in the top 5. I think with 7 and 14. We could get number 5, get Dalton Connect, and have that, or we might even be able to get Mattis at 5, depending on who falls where.
Or we get Simons the 7 to 14. We trade the 7 and 14 for Marcus Smart and Luke Kennard.
Hold on, he's cooking. I don't think we'll get both of them, but I
7 and 14. You don't think we're getting both?
No, I don't think we're getting both.
Okay, give us Marcus Smart.
Money. Yeah. 7 and 14.
I'd rather trade up though in the draft just to get a player, just to get another player. I'd rather trade up in the draft.
The Hawks GM will take 7 and 14 for one.
Yeah, well, they'll take anybody. They'll take anything. They'll take Aaron. They'll take Aaron if they have to. So
they'll take Jock Landale for the one.
Other than that,
they actually might. They might be like, yo, hang on, Jock is real. He actually might be the next Klingon. Why would we draft Klingon when we got
kind of like Preston?
We got Jock Landale, right?
We can easily trade up, kind of like Preston said. We can easily trade up to get to the top 5 and get a pick. Get another pick that we want. But like I say, I don't think the Grizzlies are probably serious about trading Marcus Smart. I don't think they're serious. I think for us, the Grizzlies, the only thing that hurted them last year was injuries. I mean, John Morant being out, Desmond Bane being out, Jaren Jackson Jr. being the only one really to play. So we have to be honest, like the Grizzlies was derailed by injury a lot more than how bad they were as a team. They were, and then their young players was able to show some promise. Like Gigi Jackson, that rookie out of South Carolina, that dude was crazy good last year. And I think that was more why they, kind of got a high draft pick because their players were actually hurt.
All right, if we're talking real what if scenarios, what if we get JJJ?
Jaren Jackson Jr.?
Yeah.
We have to give up a core 6 for JJJ.
You have to give up a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not giving up LP. I'm not giving up LP for him. I'm not doing it.
It's only what if. It's not what I want.
Yeah. Hypothetically, if we were to trade for him, he's a former DPOY, right? So it's gonna take, is he a former DPOY?
Yeah.
Like 2020.
Yeah, he's a former defensive player. Yeah, he is.
Wow, that's crazy. 21 or 22. Jeez.
Hold on, serious, tell me.
Yeah.
What year did Jaren Jackson Jr. win the Defensive Player of the Year?
Yeah, I think it was 2020. I think it was whooping that. He
23.
won. 23? Okay, that was like last year.
Right. Yeah. Because Marcus Smart won it when the Celtics went to the finals, and then JJJ won it the next year. Right. That makes sense. Oh, Lord. So, we'd have to give up a core 6, probably 2 members and 3, and Tate, probably even Jack for JJJ. And I do like JJJ. I think he's in a vacuum. I think he's great, but Jabari can at least semi create his own shot. JJJ is a pick and roll only, or like a pick and pop guy. He's not he doesn't dribble. He doesn't he literally just holds the ball, and that's it. That's his thing. I don't know. And maybe I haven't seen enough Grizzlies either to sit there and say, but that would be interesting. I just think he might be a little bit too reliant on other people's ball movement in order for him to be effective. But he would be fantastic defensively.
Yeah.
I'm just not giving up LP, someone who's probably more skilled and more better offensively than he is.
Let's give up Jalen, Cam, Tari, pick 3, and a futures Nets pick. And we'll just get JJ. I think that'll be fine.
I don't want to give him my core 6, man. I just can't pull the trigger, bro. I just really can't do it.
Yeah, no. But it would be interesting. But yeah,
I would be heartbroken if the Rockets traded anyone from the core 6. I would become severely depressed and sit in my room until the end of the season, until they win a championship.
That's how Pistons fans must feel, man. That's crazy.
I have a friend who's a Pistons fan. Man, I feel bad. And now Silas is their head coach.
Oh, guys, we didn't break the news. Smiley is a head coach.
Oh my God. Yeah, I forgot
Congratulations.
I forgot all about that from yesterday. I forgot they let go Monty with him. Now Smiley was the assistant coach for him. Damn.
Did they not learn from when he was over in Houston?
They should have fired Silas. Then they would have started winning.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Man, hey.
Bro, I feel so bad for Monty Williams.
Yeah. Hey, business is business, right? But speaking of the Pistons, there are players on the Pistons that would be interesting. Do anybody from the Pistons within realistic measure sound interesting to you guys? Anybody interested in any of the players from the Pistons?
How about we trade Jock Landale, Jason Tate, sign and trade Aaron Holiday, and bring in Ivy. Because Ivy, hear me out. When Ivy gets minutes, if he gets minutes, he's a solid player.
Yeah,
he's great. He got no minutes because their coaching staff last year. I mean, he got no minutes, but he's a solid player.
The only player that I could see us stealing from them is James Wiseman.
No, I'll shut it down now.
No.
Realistically, that is the only player I could see them being willing to give up because, again, new coach and everything like that. And Jaden Ivey is phenomenal. He's phenomenal. We'd have to give up a lot more than what he's worth, for sure.
That's what I'm saying. Sure. But you don't think that's enough?
No.
They never play him.
I don't want to know.
No, they started to. And when he got minutes, he started crazy. I think moving on from their previous head coach, I think they're going to make the right changes, and I think they're going to start by not trading Jaden Ivey because everyone in the league wants Jaden Ivey. He's like Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham, and Asor Thompson for the Pistons is like our core 6 guys.
You want to hear a crazy what if scenario? Cam Thomas. Cam Thomas off our bench would be nuts.
Yes, indeed he would.
But what would you give up for him? Because I would love Cam Thomas off our bench.
We'd have to give up the bag for sure. The Nets won't even. The Nets think they're building around Mikal Jordan, so we already know where their mindset's at. And then beyond that,
they think they're winning the finals with McCall Bridges and who else?
Ben Simmons.
Oh, we're going through that Ben Simmons cycle right now. The summer pictures, and then it comes preseason, and then it comes the season. He plays 5 games. He gets hurt. The summer comes around. You see more training pictures. We're going through that cycle right now. The pictures were just released a month ago, so
I'm giving up
Claxton too.
Yep.
Thank God we did not trade for Ben Simmons when we traded Harden away. Thank God.
Yeah. I was actually a big proponent in wanting Ben Simmons at the time, man. I thought we were going to get a steal.
You're a tweaker. Really did. You were a tweaker.
Nah, bro. Before Ben Simmons got hurt with his back and whatever was going, dude, Ben Simmons was cold, man. Ben Simmons was really that guy. He was almost averaging a triple-double. Good guy. But I understand now he's got the issues. That's why I'm not the GM.
So what's going on with Harden? Because I haven't seen anything about Harden, but he's a free agent, right?
Yeah.
So what's going on with him?
I think he's waiting to see what Paul George does.
He's pulling a Danny Green. He's pulling a Danny Green with the Clippers.
Imagine Harden in LA. Not the Clippers.
No.
I wouldn't want that. Harden to Dallas? Maybe? Possible?
Hell no.
Harden and Luka and Kyrie?
Harden either goes back to the Sixers or he stays in the.
I don't think he goes.
He's not going back to the Sixers.
I don't think the Sixers.
I don't think
that's what I'm saying.
I was listening to this on ESPN radio because I'm interning there. So, what if we brought Jimmy Butler to Houston like we were supposed to in 2018?
Who would you give for him?
Dylan Brooks. We trade our third. We trade Jock Landale, Jayshawn Tate, Aaron Holiday, and like a future pick. I would give up that bag for Jimmy Butler. I know he's like 35.
For 1 year of good Jimmy Butler?
Yes.
I wouldn't. Not for 1 year. Not for 1 year.
I'm a big Jimmy Butler fan.
He's got. I like him. And he's good. He's just so underwhelming in the regular season.
But the thing is, he wants to get to the playoffs. I think that he would really want to get.
Yeah, for like 4 games, he goes off, and that's it. That's it.
I don't know.
He went off against the Bucks in the first round. That was it. The Knicks. He was.
What about the game against? What about those few games against the Celtics when they went to 7 games and they won? He's a playoff performer. He rises in the playoffs.
For sure. At the same time,
no.
You know what I mean? Like it's
all right. I'll sit on an island.
I want to see him. If you put that Miami team in the West, they're getting dusted, bro. That's why they ain't winning.
I'll sit on my own island and I'll enjoy my peace.
I like Jimmy Butler. I'm with you. I like Jimmy Butler. I think he plays at an all-star level. At an all-star, he's not a superstar type player. He's gonna play at an all-star level in the regular season, but in the playoffs, he's gonna play like a superstar type player. But for this team, I wouldn't want him. Not for no 1 year. I wouldn't. No.
He's only
turns
got
he turns into Michael Jordan in the playoffs.
He's like 35 though. He's not. I
don't want him for the team.
Yeah. You're giving him.
Okay, maybe not for 1 year, but like if we had him for like 3 years and he was younger,
he's got 3 or 4 years on his contract. But what I'm saying,
I know what you're saying.
How many years?
That's what I said. Because if he was younger, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
If he was like 30 years old, I would have done that immediately. But he's
35.
It's this 35-year-old Jimmy Butler who is coming off an ankle injury from the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. And he went back-to-back ankle injuries. He had one last year.
So much aura to our team, though.
Poor drama.
You see his
hairstyles? You see the hairstyles he be bringing, bro, looking emo in his NBA photo. That's crazy.
What was the other one? He had beads in his hair recently.
Oh my gosh, bro! It's just too much, man. And you got a.
Preston, are you a Butler hater?
No, I'm not a Butler hater. I respect him. I think he's great. It just don't make sense. He doesn't have the spacing. He's got leadership.
He also doesn't match our timeline at all.
And we giving up future assets.
I'm just that's going to be straight playoffs over here.
Yeah. That's if we make it. You know what I mean? Like that's
this is a
if
what
we
if
make it.
series.
I agree. And what if we make it? Yeah. Okay. I think we give Butler. We give up all that for Butler, right?
No. Yeah. It
What if
sounds
he
a little
goes
bit
down?
delusional.
What if he goes down in the first round? Game 1, hurts his ankle again, like he did against
Sixers.
who was he playing in the first round? Yeah, the Sixers. No, not the Sixers.
No, it was in the play when he got hurt.
Yeah. Oh my God, she got hurt in the plane, so they didn't even make the playoffs this year, did they?
They did. They just got they beat the Celtics in game 2 in Boston, and that was the only game they beat them. But I'm pretty sure I saw a stat like the Heat beat the Celtics this playoffs as many times as our other opponents did. So, congrats to the Heat. They accomplished something against the Celtics this season, this playoffs.
I guess I don't know. Super team, the Celtics, Boston. They can't get nothing. But anyway, yeah, I'm a Boston hater, guys. I'm sorry.
Hey, I'm with you. I think I'll speak on behalf of me, Dante, and Aaron. We're all with you. Anyone that isn't from Boston is a big Celtics hater.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm sorry, Mama Eason. I know you love Boston, but look, no, not Boston. Anybody, bro. I'd rather go. Yeah. Anyway, let's move on, man. We get hung up on Boston right now. This is the Rockets podcast, right? Yeah. I'm pretty interested though in Jimmy Butler. He just don't make sense necessarily for our timeline, like you were saying. A very interesting player. It'd be interesting to see what we could get for him. Maybe it just depends on what the Heat would be willing to let go of. What would be more realistic is DeMar DeRozan, because the way that they're going for the Bulls, no, it looks like they're trying to go young. I don't see them wanting to hold on to DeMar. He's trying to get a max contract from him. He'd be more than likely willing to take a pay cut because most teams that are contending right now are already in the first apron. So that would be the only reason why I would be remotely interested in him, because we could get him for less than what he's really worth. And he would be a tradable, positive net asset going into next year. He'd be fun. He'd bring the experience. Huh?
I said, I wish we could have got Caruso instead of the Thunder.
You tell me all they did was trade Giddey to get Caruso?
Wow.
Oh man, I was blowing my top, bro. Giddey for Caruso, bro. I don't know what the Bulls front office is smoking, bro, but it must be something dope. That's crazy. That's crazy. No picks.
You know what?
Yeah.
I actually see. I see the vision with what the Bulls are doing.
Being ass.
Okay, not just that. Look, whatever happened with Josh Giddey, I don't mess with it. But he's a solid basketball player.
He got played off the court in the playoffs.
He's a solid 6'8" point guard. He's a tall point guard that plays the point guard position really well. He's not Alex Caruso by any means, but he's solid. And the Bulls aren't going to be doing anything anytime soon. So they might as well just get rid of Caruso.
You know what they could have done is traded to Houston. We would have at least given them pick 44 and Jason Tate and Jack Langdale. They would have had something.
Yeah, you're right.
But they wanted Josh Giddey, who was going to be eligible for $160, $180 million, and Caruso was going to be $45 million.
See, I didn't think about the money aspect at all.
Yeah. They already have Ayo Dosunmu. So
Ayo's old.
Yeah, he's 6'2", and he's playing your point guard position, right?
I mean,
positionally,
Kobe is so good too.
I mean, he put 25 on Ayo Dosunmu.
I sat courtside at the Bulls vs Pelicans game in Chicago on my birthday, December 2nd, and those boys, Ayo and Kobe, they are cold. I think Kobe had 30 something. Crazy good.
Yeah, super cold. I'd be interested to see what we'd have to give up for Kobe though.
A lot.
Yeah, you'd have to prime.
I'm not willing to do it.
These two, So that's why I brought up DeMar as the most likely option. He's got plenty of experience. He's, he'd be your Jimmy Butler light player. You can score 40 almost any night. He'd be your Paul George light, right? That same archetype, a playmaking forward that can sometimes defend. Plus, with DeMar DeRozan, you're kind of getting that edge. I mean, you saw he tried to, he pushed the shit out of Jalen Green. He from the side.
That's exactly what I was about to say. No to that trade. That's exactly why.
I think having a player that's got the edge, but keeps it in check, because DeMar has an outburst like twice every season. Dylan Brooks has an outburst twice every game, right? That's my give and take. Is like Dylan, the better defender, DeMar, the much better player in every other aspect of the game. You know what I mean?
So what's the trade proposal here? Dylan Brooks, maybe the third, and I wouldn't even give up the third. I'd just give up Dylan Brooks, Jock Landale, and like another future pick.
Yeah, you know what? While we're on this topic, let me go to the trade machine and see what I can cook up, because sometimes it's been working. But you guys debate amongst yourselves. Dante, how do you feel about DeMar, man?
I don't want DeMar on this team.
I agree.
We going into a different direction, man. We going into a new regime, man. And like I say, I don't want a person that need the ball a lot, and that need to create for himself on this basketball team. I'm okay with our young core. I'm okay with having our young core. It's only selected people that I would want that would just fit right into this system that Ime Udoka's got. Like DeAndre Hunter will fit right here. I mean, Anthony Simons will fit. I mean, a guy not like Cody Williams, Reed Shepard, Duncan, they will fit immediately on this team. Like, I mean, again, I don't want no Paul George. I think, like, if he was, I don't think he's moving on from the Clippers. I think it's either Clippers or 76ers. But I'm okay with our young guys, man. I just want to develop our young guys. I don't want to I don't want to see our young guys go anywhere else and just be great and be developing. And we're going to look at it like that's our guys we should have kept right there. So, again, like, it's only a selected people that I would actually want.
For sure.
As long as this offseason ends and Klay Thompson is not in a Rockets uniform, I'm satisfied.
He might go to Orlando.
As long as it's not a Rockets uniform, man.
Why do you hate Klay so much?
Well, I don't make a guess, Preston.
What's your issue with Klay? I mean, he's a shooter. He's a sharp shooter.
I was at Game 7 of the 2018 Western Conference Finals for one. I'm a Rockets fan. Number 2. Number 3, I'm 19 years old, so I kind of grew up watching the Rockets versus Warriors rivalry.
In a vacuum, Klay Thompson. He's getting down here.
Maybe 0 for 10.
One game he went 0 for 10. Come on. One game he went 0 for 10. I'm not out here defending Klay. I'm not defending Klay by any means. I'm just saying, in a vacuum, having Klay's expertise, him as a player at the defensive level, he was able to bring in 2022 when he came back, and having that sharp shooter is pretty nice. Pretty nice to have on the team. I mean, I was even during the offseason, Dante and I, we were talking about, Draymond Green. Hey, what's good, man? You Jordan Poole got some issues. Let's walk over here. Then we got Fred VanVleet. Here we are. That was probably the better move for it too. But these are things. So Klay Thompson. So before we go to the Golden State Warriors, I am interested in Klay Thompson talk though. I do want to bring that up. But I was looking at what we could give up for DeMar. We're gonna have to give up a future first. So that's a no-go, right? Yeah, that's a no-go on everybody. Yeah. Because that's the same issue with Jimmy Butler, is the future first, right? The interesting thing with Paul George is we might not have to give up any future firsts. I'm sure we won't have to.
I'm very on board with the Paul George trade. If we're not trading any of the core 6, I'm very on board with it just because of what he said on his podcast with Jalen Green.
Yeah.
And he's so welcoming. And he was very welcoming to LP, very welcoming to Jalen Green. Like, he just sounded like he wants to be here and play with us.
Mm-hmm.
And like sounded like he knows that if he's here, the ball's not in his hands that much.
Facts.
And in a player that knows that and knows that they're on a team with this core 6, this young core, and they're willing to give up the ball, that's the player I want here. He's also an Ime player too.
He is an Ime guy, man. Like, at the end of the day, with everything we've talked about trade-wise, it seems like if we're trading into the draft, we're I think we've all got our different things. Want to trade up, trade down, and we've got all the options covered. But in terms of trading for a player, it seems like we really want Paul George. If we're going to trade for a player, in the perfect world, he just makes the most sense. I think too. Out of everyone we could get, like I like Marcus Smart. He just, you know what I mean. It just might not be likely to get him, just because, like Dante brought up some points, is the only reason why they didn't make the playoffs is because they had the injuries. I mean, you saw when John Morant came back, they won like 7 straight.
They won about 7 straight games. Yep.
I have a last-minute trade proposal.
Sure.
Pick 3, Jock Landale, Jason Tate, Tyler Hero.
He ain't gonna do that.
Nah.
Would we do that? Yeah, I would do that. Me personally, yeah, give me Tyler Hero for sure.
I'm a big Tyler Hero fan. He's my favorite player in the league. But like,
at the same time, though, if we're trading for Tyler Hero, what does that say about the timeline for Jalen Green? You know what I mean? That's the only issue that comes up, because you're not playing Jalen Green and Tyler Hero together in a starting lineup. You know what I mean?
Y'all know the game Quiplash. You know what that is?
Nope.
Y'all don't know Quiplash? It's like this like online like game you play with your friends. It's like you just type in answers, and when you can't think of something, you do like a safety quip. So it's like if you don't know, you just say, "All right, well, this is what we're gonna do." It will just do it for me, right? It's like a safe option. Tyler Hero's our safety quip. If all goes wrong with Jalen Green, which I really hope it doesn't, we have Tyler Hero.
For sure.
Yeah.
At the same time, if you trade for Tyler Hero, Jalen Green's value immediately goes down.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be depressed.
And is confident. Like, if we're trading for Tyler Hero, we immediately have to trade Jalen Green. Like the same hour. Right there. That's how it's gonna have to go.
Yeah. And I'm a big Jalen Green fan. So
yeah, I can't just yet. Now maybe if this is midseason,
I mean, it also depends on where we at in the standings. If we're not heading to the playoffs.
If we're trading Jock Landale midseason, that's a problem. He shouldn't be on our team at the start of the season.
I don't know, man. The jock strap brings a lot of value.
I'll keep my opinions. I can't keep my opinion about Jock Landale myself anymore. It's too far gone.
Hey, you never know. You never know. But I do agree. I think there are some players that need to be gone. But for sure, going into next season, Tate, Jock need to be gone.
Yeah.
They need to be gone. Going before we start next season. And what's the best way to do that than with Paul George?
But if you did have to trade somebody out of the core 6 for Paul George, who would you trade though? I know the Clippers might want somebody out of that core 6.
Yeah, we know who they want.
You're putting me through hell with that question.
The whole thing may be centered around Jalen Green. I'm telling you.
Interesting, Jalen Green.
It may be centered around Jalen Green. I don't want to have to do that. I don't want to really have to do that.
Look.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
because they're all young and all their potentials, like their ceilings are so high.
All right, let's be real. For a moment. Come in close, guys. If we have to trade one of the core 6 for Paul George, and we have to, absolutely have to.
Jabari?
It's got to be, I'll say Tari Eason, man.
Yeah.
He's been the least, he's been great, but he's been hurt. And yes, he was an Iron Man his first season. But this season, there was no marginal improvement. You know what I mean? That was like the same issue with what was his name?
Tari's just such a dog.
Man,
he brings injury. He brings energy. But like I said, if you have to trade one of the core 6, right? That's what it is.
I mean, I could say this. I'm not gonna say it wasn't no improvement in his game. The only thing that hurt him is his injuries. That was it.
I agree. He did things better.
Tari Eason was playing some hell of a goddamn basketball before he even got hurt.
And when he was on the court, we were one of the top defenses in the league.
Defensive teams in the league. And then that injury, he hurt his leg. He came back. I think, the game that I think he hurt his leg in against Indiana. When we came back against Indiana, he hurt his leg in that game. Then the next night he played. And I think that would tampered into his injury right there. Then we never seen him like again. But again, the injury kind of killed them. And we would have won a couple games with Tyrese and being a part of this team. We'd have won a couple more of those basketball games and stuff like that because of it. His defense meant a lot to this team. His defense meant a lot to this team.
For sure. And on the flip side of that, while Tari was out, while Fred was out for a game, and while Şengün was out, who took over?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And like, say Şengün is out and Jalen Green is out, right? But you still have Fred VanVleet. Fred's going to do a lot of things. But out of the core six, who would rise and put up 30, 40 during that series? Who's putting up? Who's averaging 35 and 3 or 4 during that stretch to help us win? That many games in a row. Nobody. And I like Tyrese and I like what he brings, but if Tyrese Eason was healthy, like in that scenario, and he took Jalen's place, right? Say it was Jalen and Şengün that was hurt during that stretch, and it was Tari's not doing that. His role is different. His play style is different. He doesn't do all that, And Jabari didn't do all that either. So if people are saying Jabari, I get it, but this is just a hypothetical scenario. Where we have to trade one of the core six, and the two I'm not trading is Jalen and Şengün.
All right, I think we need to start being realistic a little bit more because I'm kind of getting sad thinking about trading away one of the core six players. Just thinking about it, it just
the podcast is all about non-realistic and being realistic. That's what the podcast is.
Yeah,
all
exactly.
I mean, again, there's gonna be some non-realistic trades out there that's gonna happen. There's gonna be some that is gonna make sense. Anything is in the open.
Yeah.
Speaking of, we're getting close to that hour, guys. So I got one more for us. It involves Utah. I just want your thoughts.
Is it Keontae George or Lauri Markkanen?
Absolutely not. That's not Keontae George. It is Lauri Markkanen, though. Is there any trade that you'd be willing to do for Lauri Markkanen? He's a 7-foot guy who can do it all. He's okay defensively, not fantastic, but okay defensively. But he's only got 1 year on his contract, and he's only making $18 million right now. I say only like that's not more than my entire family's ever made in the entire history of living. But making only 18 mil, right? That's first off a phenomenal contract for what he brings. He's still fairly young. He's like 26, I think, 27, somewhere around that age. Design marketing is something you guys would be interested in if it's the right deal.
What is the right deal?
You know what the package would be.
The package.
Utah, yes.
Bro, Jock is gone with this guy. You can't even get out a trade before he's like, all right, Jock has already had it to list.
It's just, we already know. Bro,
Jock and Tate are sitting on the plane just waiting to know where they're going
to go. Okay, no, but what y'all don't understand is that in college, I would, like, I'm not on my phone as much as I used to be, but in college, I'd be on my phone a lot. And when it comes to a Rockets game, I'll have my phone just sitting face up where I can see notifications, but I'll have like the Rockets game on my laptop. I won't even look at my notifications at all. Every game, I'm sure I watched almost every single game, and I had to watch Jock Landale.
It's phenomenal. It's so great. The do it all, the Jock of all trades. You know what I'm saying?
The Jock of all trades.
It's just having to watch him every game.
Man, y'all people crazy. Y'all people over here crazy. If it wasn't for that,
have Boban out there.
If it wasn't for that stint that when LP was out, we probably wouldn't have been 41-41 without him having that type of stint right there. I gotta acknowledge him at some point. I know I'm not a fan of him. I still want him to be traded, but I gotta acknowledge that stretch that he actually had. Started from Phoenix all the way on to probably Portland or something like that. I gotta acknowledge that. That's why I can't give him so much stuff.
TJ Warren turned into Michael Jordan for 10 games.
I know at the beginning of the season, we all wanted Jock Landale gone. I wanted him gone. Me and Press both wanted him gone. We both wanted him gone. We both said let's go get
okay, you see how he had his little TJ. You see how he had his little TJ Warren 50-point game run. We still want him gone.
But I know we want him gone. But I can't keep going crazy about him.
You can't dog on him.
He helped us get 41-41 with LP being out. He had a great stretch with
Jock Landale. If you're listening to what I'm saying,
stretch, bro, I ain't gonna lie. He had a great ass stretch at that point in time.
Yeah,
I still want him gone. I still want him traded, to be honest with you, but I gotta acknowledge that stretch that he had with even out LP and started from Finn. I gotta acknowledge that stretch that he did. He did help us.
Well, if there's any chance that he's listening to what I'm saying, Jock Landale, like Ime said, you should have done it earlier.
Hey, Jalen Green should have done his earlier too. He should have done
it. He should have. You know what I mean?
Case for Jalen Green, he should have done his early instead of done. He done his in the second half. Same thing with Jock Landale done too. So they both.
Jock Landale did in the fourth quarter.
Nah,
he did it when he needed to. So
he did it in the second half when
that's the most
Alp was out.
Alp was out.
So him and Jalen Green both did it at the same time. When Alp went out, they both played some great basketball for us. They both did.
And Jock, to Jock's also just in general, what he was doing was also really nice to see because it was first off unexpected, right? Like we expected Jalen to do a lot of things that he was doing in the second half, right? We were obviously excited to see it.
We was all in the same slate. We expected him to step it up in the second half. We did not expect Jock Landale to step it up in that second half, and he did it. And he went on.
We did not.
He did his job.
Yeah, yeah, we did not, but he did. And like Dante saying, that was the good thing, to take away from things. And I'm not, it's just like he's gone, but like I respect his time during that little 4.5 weeks of solid ball from Jock.
And I respect him being a decently valuable trade piece.
Like I said, I want him gone too. I want him gone too. I think we can get something better for him, but if you're gonna give Jalen Green a pass, I can't give Jalen Green a pass for that second half. So
I'm not going to sit here and say that Jalen Green's first half was good. Because it wasn't.
It wasn't good. Neither one of them wasn't good. Neither one of them was good.
Jalen's first half was so bad.
Wow.
I love Jalen Green
in the first half.
And Jalen Green has a lot of potential. How old is Jock Landale?
Jalen Green has a lot of potential.
Okay. Maybe this is a really bad comparison. Right? This is a terrible comparison.
No,
Jalen Green is so much better than Jock Landale.
We're not comparing. I'm not comparing them both. I'm just saying Jock Landale getting so much crap on because getting so much crap, but Jalen Green got a pass, getting a pass for not playing well in the second half. And you going by Jock Landale didn't play well in the second half. Jalen Green didn't play well in the first half either. Now one of them did. They played great in the second half of the season. That's why we were actually 41-41 when LP got out. LP got out. They both played well. They both playing some of the best basketball. Jalen Green played like a superstar. He played like a legit superstar in that second half. Jock Landale played like he was supposed to play, like Phoenix Jock Landale. How we got going back to the last season, the start of the beginning of end of the last season when he outplayed DeAndre Ayton. That's how Jock Landale played at the last stages of the season. So I gotta acknowledge him for that. I just gotta Jock Landale. Jock Landale. If you listening, I'm defending you at some degree, not all degree. I'm not defending you.
I
still want you gone. I still want you traded, but I still want you gone though.
And Uncle Jeff, he stepped up too.
Yeah, Uncle Jeff,
Jeffy, bro.
He still was dunking on people and all that. He still he still can throw it down at his age. At the age of 40.
And bro is like 100 years old.
He's also a valuable trade piece.
Speaking of older, so I thought Jock was like, 25, 26, right? He's actually 28.
That's what I thought.
He's a little bit older than I thought personally. I thought he was younger. My bad, Jock. You just look a little young for your age, Hopefully you take
Hey, the NBL was always needing to sign another player. Just saying. He's Australian.
Oh man. Look, guys, I think that's good. We're gonna have to end it off today. Thank you guys for watching, guys, for listening. We are actually on a lot of our own podcasts ourselves. We got a lot of our own social media. Let's start with Aaron, man. Where can we find you and your podcast and everything?
You can find Clutch City Connect on Facebook, IG, and X. And then you can also follow me on X at KingBeard713 and then KingBeard_23 on Instagram.
Yes, sir. He likes Houston and the GOAT, Michael Jordan, of course. Ryan, man, where can we find you, brother?
All right, so before I plug myself, I really don't feel like I can leave on such a negative note. So, Jock Landale, I apologize. You had a good stint of like 2 games, but you're gone regardless. Okay,
He gone regardless. That's what it is. He's
That's
gone
what
regardless.
matters. At the end of the day, that's what matters. Last season is last season. We cannot change the past. We can only change the future. So, Jock Landale, goodbye, and thank you for your time here. Somewhat, to a degree. But, all right, you're at Ryan Diamond 15 on Instagram, at Ryan Diamond 15 on Twitter.
For sure, man. For sure. And Dante, man, you got YouTube, you got Instagram, you got X, man. You know, where can we find you at all these locations, bro?
Man, y'all can find me at Coach Dante 5 on Instagram, where I'll be posting, be promoting high school football and basketball, and I also be promoting this channel. I'll be putting us on now and on X, Coach Dante 31, where I will also be posting our stuff on now. Until me and Ryan might have a little punching fight, because I might post that one on now too as well. I'm just joking. That's my boy Ryan. But y'all, Coach Dante 31 on X, man. And
sure.
Coach Dante 5 on Instagram, Coach Dante on YouTube and stuff like that. That's what y'all can find me. And Coach Dante here on the Htown Rundown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is the Htown Rundown. Yes, sometimes we disagree, and it's okay to have an opinion, guys. Never be afraid to disclose your opinions.
It's what makes it fun.
It's what makes it entertaining and fun. And that's what the rest of y'all Rockets and the community need to learn, is it's okay to have a different opinion, all right? Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. You can follow this channel, the Htown Rundown, and you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube, guys. So if you're not, be sure to subscribe over there. Check us out, man, and comment down below. Are you guys interested in getting a free Tyrese and bobblehead? Well, if you are, I'd like to know your thoughts on what you want to do with the third pick, right? So last time we talked about moving it around and whatnot, you know, trading at 3 and who we want to get. But now I'm interested to see who you guys want to trade for. Do you want PG-13? Do you want other players like that? Do you want Darius Garland maybe? Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to know, man. Go ahead and comment down below in the YouTube comments, and you get a chance to win. This boy right here, man. We'll get that to you, ship it, and get you exactly what you need in all good time. Now, before you guys go, be sure to follow me, your main host, Preston Simpson, at drip2piece_GAWD on the X app, as well as Instagram. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. We'll catch you guys next time.